Good morning, friends. In yesterday's lecture, we saw two things. We saw a linear polynomial in the form ax plus b. Okay, where a is not equal to 0. This is a linear polynomial, and we had ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0 is a quadratic polynomial. Okay. So what did we see yesterday? In the linear polynomial, the degree is 1 because the power of x is 1. The smallest power is 1. So the roots of this, a linear polynomial means it ends in a straight line. If the straight line is parallel to the x-axis, it will never cut the x-axis. So at that time there is no 0. But if it does cut the x-axis, then we saw that ax plus b equal to 0 will imply x equal to minus b upon a. Means the 0 of the polynomial, is what? Was the constant term, the minus of the constant term upon coefficient of x, right? And for the quadratic polynomial, there were two roots or one root. So if this quadratic polynomial is a graph like this, so if it is above the x-axis, there is no root. If it just touches the x-axis, there is one root, and if it crosses the x-axis, there are two roots. Okay? So yesterday we said, let us say alpha and beta are the two roots. And what did we get? Sum of zeros. Sum of the zeros, that is alpha plus beta equal to minus b upon a. Same as this. What it was? Minus, but this time what is b? B is the coefficient of x. So minus the coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square, and the product of the zeros, it is alpha into beta equal to c upon a, or the constant term upon the coefficient of x square. So here there are two possibilities: parallel to x-axis, no 0, cuts the x-axis 1 0. At x equal to minus b upon a, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. And here it will become 0, then we get two roots alpha and beta. Then the sum of the zeros is minus b upon a, and product of the zeros is this. So now we'll do one sum to verify this roots. Okay, we'll do one sum to verify this roots. So let us take a quadratic equation, say x square plus 7x plus 10. So what is your a here? The a is 1, b is 7, and c is 10. Now we have to first factorize this to find the roots. How do you factorize? I hope you know splitting the middle term. So x square plus 2x plus 5x plus 10. 2 plus 5, 7, 2 5s are 10. X common, x plus 2 plus 5 common, x plus 2. So we get x plus 2 and x plus 5 are the factors of this polynomial. Now when will this polynomial be 0? The polynomial is 0 when x plus 2 equal to 0. So when x plus 2 is 0, this becomes 0. So 0 is 0, or x plus 5 equal to 0. When one of them is a 0, then 0 into anything becomes 0. So the value of this polynomial becomes 0 when x plus 2 equal to 0, x plus 5 equal to 0. If x plus 2 equal to 0 means x equal to minus 2 or x equal to minus 5. So you can see here, if you put x equal to minus 2, then minus 2 plus 2 becomes 0, and 0 into anything is 0. If you put x equal to minus 5, then minus 5 plus 5 becomes 0, 0 into anything is 0. So we have found the two roots of this quadratic equation, minus 2 and minus 5. So say one is alpha and one is beta. So if one is alpha and one is beta, what is the sum of the zeros saying? So sum of the zeros, will write alpha plus beta, or sum of the zeros is the minus the coefficient of x, means minus b upon a. So minus, what is b here? 7. So minus 7 upon a. What is a? A is 1. So we get minus 7. Clear? So alpha plus beta is minus 7. Check this. What is alpha? Minus 2. What is beta? Minus 5. So alpha plus beta is also minus 2 plus minus 5, that is minus 7. So we should have written, sorry, I should have written the other way around. Alpha plus beta, alpha is minus 2 plus beta is minus 5, gives me minus 7. So alpha plus beta gives me minus 7. Now let me check minus b by a. Minus b by a is minus b 7, a is 1 is equal to minus 7. So here we got alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So what I have done, it will always be true, but here we are verifying. This sum has asked what? This is a quadratic equation. Find the roots and verify this. So first we found out the roots, we got minus 2 and minus 5. So we have verified. If we add the two zeros, these are the two zeros, the roots of the zeros. So what does 0 mean? When you put the value of the quadratic equation becomes 0. So if you add the roots, alpha plus beta, you get minus 7, and if you write minus b upon a, that is also minus 7. Now let us take the product of the root. Alpha into beta. Minus 2 into minus 5. How much is that? 10. So alpha into beta is equal to 10. And what we have got? C upon a. What is C upon a? What is C? 10. What is A1? 10 upon 1 equal to 10. So we get alpha into beta equal to C upon a. So we have found out the roots also, and we have verified the equation also. So we have verified the roots and the relation between the coefficients and the root of the quadratic polynomial. Are you clear what we did here? So what is this saying? Whenever you have got a quadratic polynomial, you will have no roots, one root or two roots. But whatever roots you get or whatever zeros you get, the sum of the zeros will always be minus b upon a, means the coefficient minus the coefficient of the x upon the coefficient of the x square. Here we have got a equal to 1, so coefficient of x square is 1. And the product of the zeros will always be c upon a, means constant term upon coefficient of x square. So this is giving us the relationship between what? Sum of the zeros and the coefficient, product of the zeros and the coefficient. This will always be verified. So this is the first type of sum that we have encountered. Now let's go to one more. For the next sum we will take, say, x square minus 5. Okay. Now what is your a here? A is equal to 1, there is nothing here, so 1. What is your b? There is no x coefficient, so b is 0. And what is the c? C is minus 5. So you can see here, what does the rule say? Ax square plus bx plus c is a quadratic equation when a is not equal to 0. Means b can be 0, c can be 0. But a cannot be 0. So here we have got b equal to 0. So this is a quadratic polynomial, it is valid. How do we solve this? We know x square minus, say, a square, or we'll write this, a square minus, no, not a, let me write p square minus q square equal to p minus q into p plus q. We know this, in the 9th we did this. So what I write this as x square minus root 5 the whole square. So I can write 5 as root 5 the whole square. Root 5 to root 5 is 5. So now this became a square minus b square or p square minus q square. I got x minus root 5 into x plus root 5. So this is the factors of this one, okay, the roots. Now when will this become 0? This will become 0 if x minus root 5 equal to 0 or x plus root 5 equal to 0. When any of this is 0, then the value becomes 0. If this is 0, then x should be root 5 and if this is 0, x should be minus root 5. So we have got two roots here, the alpha and the beta, right, for this one. Now let us check the alpha plus beta, adding them, root 5 alpha plus minus root 5 beta equal to 0. When I add this, I get 0. Minus b upon a minus, what is b? 0. So 0 upon 1 is 0. So I verified alpha plus beta is minus b upon a. Let us check the product. Alpha into beta is root 5 into minus root 5. Root 5 into root 5 is 25, square root is 5. So I get a minus 5. And let me check c upon a. C is minus 5 upon 1 equal to minus 5. So they both are equals. Alpha into beta equal to c upon a. So this relationship between the coefficient and the roots of the quadratic polynomial is established very firmly. Okay. Now we move on to the next sum. Now in this next sum, we are given something in reverse. We are given sum of zeros of a quadratic polynomial is minus 3 and product of the zeros is 2. So we are given the sum of the zeros minus 3 and product of the zeros is 2. So we have to find the quadratic equation whose sum of the zeros is minus 3 and product of the zeros is 2. So here what do I do? Let me assume that the two zeros of this polynomial are alpha and beta. So x is alpha, or say x equal to beta. Okay, I can take it like this, general, or I can take x equal to minus 3 and x, sorry, this I cannot take because I do not know what is x. Sorry. There are two roots, the sum of them is minus 3 and the product of them is 0, means x equal to alpha or x equal to beta. So we have alpha plus beta, the sum of the two zeros is minus 3. The sum is minus 3. So alpha plus beta is minus 3. The product alpha into beta is 2. Okay. Now if x equal to alpha, x equal to beta, then I have x minus alpha into x minus beta equal to 0. This I know. X equal to alpha, so x minus alpha is 0 and x equal to beta means x minus beta is 0. Multiplying them both I get 0. And if I open, I get x square, x into beta minus beta x minus alpha x minus alpha into alpha plus alpha is alpha beta equal to 0. Okay. So here if I take x square minus I take outside alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta equal to 0. Or I can remove this 0 right now because it's not an equation, I call it a quadratic polynomial. So x minus alpha, x minus beta gives me this. So the quadratic polynomial is what? X square minus sum of the roots. What is the sum of the roots? Minus 3. So I should put here minus 3x. What is the product of the root? 2. So it will be here 2. So I have got x square minus into minus is plus 3x plus 2. This is the quadratic polynomial. You can check now. Alpha plus beta is minus b upon a. So minus 3 upon 1 is minus 3. And alpha into beta is 2 upon 1, that is 2. So this is the quadratic polynomial. But I have to make a change here. What change? You will see now. I have taken x minus alpha into x minus beta equal to 0. I should put a k here. So this equation turns into with a k here. Now the question is, why have put a k over here? So we'll check now. Okay, we'll see why the k. Imagine any value of k. Say let the value of k be 3. Let us take here k can be any value, but let k equal to 3. Now the equation becomes 3x square plus 9x plus 6. Am I clear? The equation I got is x square plus 3x plus 2, but I need to put the k outside. Why? I have to put a k. I have taken the value of k to be 3. So this becomes 3 into x, 3x square, 3 into 3 plus 9x plus 6. Now, if we have done this, what is a equal to 3? What is b equal to 9? What is c equal to 6? Okay? Now see, when we had a is equal to 1, b is equal to 3, c is equal to 2, then alpha plus beta is minus 3 upon 1, that is minus 3, but here it is changed. Now, I have got some of the zeros minus 3, okay? But alpha plus beta is minus b upon a. So check, what is b? 9. So I have got minus 9 upon a is 3, I still get minus 3. If I do alpha into beta is c upon a. So c upon a is what? 6 upon 3. I still get a 2. Because it is a ratio, I can multiply and divide this ratio by k. So what happens here? What you can see here? When I put the k here, then what do I get? Here I get a is equal to k into x, so means a is equal to k. B is equal to 3k. And c is equal to 2k. When I multiply k, so this is 1, so 1 into k, so a is k, this becomes 3kx, so b is 3k, this becomes 2k. Now whenever you will do minus b upon a, means 3k upon 2k, the k and the k will get cut. Sorry, b upon a, so 3k upon k gets cut. C upon a means 2k upon a, the k gets cut. Means, if I keep on changing the value here, no matter what value I put here, so this is one quadratic polynomial I got. But I can get infinite quadratic polynomials. So you can see here what is the difference. In the previous sum, you were given a quadrilateral, you got 2 roots, and you verified the sum of the roots is minus b upon a, product of the roots is c upon a. Here I am given the sum of the zeros, the product of the zeros, and told to find the polynomial. And you will say I cannot find one, I will find infinite polynomials. This is the basic one, x square plus 3x plus 2. The sum of the zeros will be minus 3, product of the zeros will be 2, but the k here remains, because if I keep on changing the value of k, this rule still applies. So when I am given the sum and the product of the zeros, I can get infinite polynomials. So what I do, I find the polynomial like this. I have to always put the k here. So remember, right, x equal to alpha, x equal to beta, then k, x minus alpha, x minus beta, the k should not be removed, the k has to be mentioned. The answer lies with the k. I hope you have followed. Means I am trying to say that when you are given the sum and the zeros, when you are given a quadratic polynomial, you will find 2 roots. If the roots are given, you will find one quadratic polynomial. Okay? Like I told you. Say the roots are given, then when you multiply, you only find one quadratic polynomial. But if you are given the sum of the zeros and the product of the zeros, then you will find infinite quadratic equations which satisfy this two. That is why we put the k outside. So remember this, if you do not put the k, you are liable to lose 1 mark. Since we are done with the quadratic polynomial, now taken a cubic polynomial. X cube minus 2x square minus 9x plus 18. So this is in which form? This form is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. See the coefficients now. Now in this there are 4 coefficients. So coefficient of the x cube is a, of the x square is b, of the x is the c, and the d is the constant term. So here we cannot have a equal to 0. So when a is not equal to 0, this is a cubic polynomial. Okay. So cubic polynomial has got a degree 3. So it can have no roots. If it doesn't cross the x-axis, no roots. If it crosses the x-axis once, then 1 root. If twice, then 2. But maximum it can go to 3. So now we are going to see the same thing. The relation between the zeros of the polynomial, for which value of x they become 0. And like we did before, the relationship between the coefficient and the zeros. But for first of that, before we move to that side, we have to factorize this. Now if you recall your 9th standard, if you can recall what you did in the 9th standard, you will know how to factorize. Can you give it a try? So A revision now. What we did in 9th standard. You see this term 18. So what are the factors of 18? Plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 6, plus minus 9 and plus minus 18. Then the first step, we have got p of x is equal to x cube minus 2x square minus 9x plus 18. So first we'll try 1. What is p of 1? Put x equal to 1. So 1 cube minus 2 into 1 square minus 9 into 1 plus 18. How much do you get? 1 square is 1, so 2. 1 minus 2. So what is the value you got? 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Minus 1 minus 9 is minus 10. Minus 10 plus 18 is 8 is not equal to 0. So this is not a root. Let us try p of minus 1. Minus 1 the whole cube minus 2 into minus 1 minus 9 into minus 1 plus 18. So minus 1 plus 2 is 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 plus 18 is 28 is not equal to 0. Then we will try p of 2. 2 cube minus 2 into, sorry, the square will come here. 2 into 2 square minus 9 into 2 plus 18. 2 square is 4. 4 2s are 8. 2 cube is 8. 8 minus 8 0. 9 2s are 18. Minus 18 plus 18 0. So this gave us a 0. So p of 2 equal to 0 implies x minus 2 is a factor. So if you recall in the 9th standard, this is what we were doing. So we got x minus 2 is a factor. After we got the factor, what do we do next? The long division. And I hope you know the long division. X cube minus 2x square minus 9x plus 18. Now we already know because p of 2 is a 0, then x minus 2 is a factor. So I will divide this by x minus 2. So x into x square gives me x cube, but minus 2 gives me minus 2x square. Minus, so becomes 0, become plus, becomes 0. So minus 9x plus 18 comes down. I multiply by minus 9. So x into minus 9 is minus 9x plus 18. This also becomes a 0. So I got this as x minus 2 into x square minus 9. So if I further factorize, I get x minus 2. What is x square minus 9? Can be written as x square minus 3 square. So x minus 3 into x plus 3. Now these are the factors of this. Okay? So when will this become 0? If x minus 2 equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0 or x plus 3 equal to 0. When this is the case, then this polynomial will become 0. So that gives us x equal to 2 or x equal to 3 or x equal to minus 3. So here we got the three roots, 2, 3 and minus 3. Can we call them the alpha, the beta and the gamma? So this time what are we going to do? I'll rub it off now. We have three roots. So I'll just rub it off. This I'll keep here. So we got three roots. Now this time let us say the three roots of the equation are alpha, beta and gamma. Last time we dealt with the alpha, beta. This time taken alpha, beta and gamma. Means x can be alpha, x can be beta or x can be gamma. Three roots. So this time what I will get? X minus alpha into x minus beta into x minus gamma. If I take equal to 0 for the three roots, when I take this I will get the polynomial 0. Let us multiply. X minus alpha I keep as it is. First I multiply this. X into x, x square. X into minus gamma x. X into beta minus beta x. And plus beta gamma equal to 0. Now let us open the bracket. X into x square is x cube. This is minus gamma x square minus beta x square Clear? Minus and plus, sorry, minus alpha, beta, gamma. First one, no, second. Minus alpha x square minus alpha gamma x minus alpha beta x. Sorry, here I will not have that. I will have x into beta. Yes, so there will be a x. Let us check again. Sorry, I made a mistake. Let us do it again. X into x square is x cube. X into this is alpha x square. X into this is minus beta x square. X into this is plus beta gamma x. Is it clear? Clear? Then minus alpha into x, so minus alpha x square. This minus alpha gamma x. This, sorry, this will become plus because negative to negative plus alpha beta x. Sorry, not alpha beta x. Alpha beta x and minus alpha beta gamma equal to 0. So what have we finally got here? I can take this x cube outside minus, what is that, x square, and minus sign is inside, it is minus common, so alpha plus beta plus gamma x square. Then I have got beta gamma x, alpha beta x. So plus alpha beta plus beta gamma plus alpha gamma x minus alpha beta and gamma. So here we are getting something else from the previous. Can you see x cube? Then what is the coefficient of x square? The sum of all the three. So you can see what we got. Here we got the roots were alpha, beta and gamma were the roots. Here we have sum of the roots. And alpha into beta into gamma, here we have the product of the roots. But we have something else also. We have got the product of the roots taken two at a time. Means alpha into beta, beta into gamma and gamma into alpha. So here the roots are taken, the product is taken, but two at a time. Here this is the product of all the, the sum of all the three roots. Alpha plus beta plus gamma. This is product of the three roots. Alpha into beta into gamma. But here we got an extra term. Which is this term? This term is the product of the roots taken two at a time. Two at a time means alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. So we'll do the same thing what we did before. If this equation is equal to 0, then I'm going to first divide everything by a. Right? So the a and b gets cut. So what am I left with? X cube plus b by a x square plus c by a plus d by a, so c by x a equal to 0. Now compare these two equations. So now I'm going to rub this off, but we'll keep it just as it is. Now compare these two equations. What are you getting? X cube and x cube is the same. Now minus alpha plus beta plus gamma. Minus alpha plus beta plus gamma is the coefficient of x square. What is the coefficient of x square here? B upon a. So it is positive this time, b upon a. No, I put the negative sign here. So alpha plus beta plus gamma is minus b upon a. Then this product, alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha, product two at a time, coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x? C by. So this becomes c by. And the roots, so minus, here is the minus alpha beta gamma equal to d upon a, or alpha beta gamma equal to minus d upon a. So first you see what is this a, b, c, d. A is the coefficient of x cube, b is the coefficient of x square, c is the coefficient of x and d is the constant term. And now we comparing, we got the sum of the zeros, alpha plus beta plus gamma, the sum of the three zeros is minus the coefficient of x square upon coefficient of x cube. Now we got a new term here, the product of the zeros taken two at a time. So alpha beta plus beta gamma plus alpha gamma is coefficient of the x upon coefficient of x cube. And the product of the three roots alpha into beta into gamma is minus the constant term upon coefficient of x cube. Now we have got three roots here for this equation. So let us verify and see. Are we getting it? What we're supposed to get? So we will just verify, and that is why I've kept the sum on the board. Check. Alpha, beta, gamma. So alpha plus beta plus gamma equal to 2 plus 3 minus 3 equal to 2. 3 gets cut, 2. Now what is alpha plus beta plus gamma? Minus b upon a. What is it? Minus b upon a. So minus, what is your b? Right here, a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2, c is equal to minus 9, d is equal to 18. Check. Alpha plus beta plus gamma is minus b upon a. So minus 2 upon 1, that is 2. So it is verified. Second thing, alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. So we'll see this whole thing. Alpha beta, 2 3s are 6 plus beta gamma, 3 into minus 3, minus 9 plus alpha gamma, 2 into minus 3, minus 6. So 6 minus 6 got cut, we are left with minus 9. Okay, so this is alpha beta into beta gamma into alpha gamma. C upon A. What is C? Minus 9. What is A1? So minus 9 upon 1 minus 9. Verified? Now alpha into beta into gamma. So 2 into 3 is 6. 6 into minus 3 is minus 18. So 2 into 3 into minus 3 is minus 18. Okay? But that is minus b upon a. So minus, what is your d? 18. So minus 18 upon 1 is minus 18. So this has also been verified for the cubic polynomial. Okay? So you will be asked the same question now. You will be given a cubic polynomial. So you have to revise in the 9th standard how to find the 3 roots, the alpha, beta and the gamma. Then verify that sum of the 3 roots alpha plus beta plus gamma is minus b upon a. Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus alpha gamma is c upon a. And alpha into beta into gamma is minus b upon a. So I have covered the topic of cubic polynomial also, and now the relation between alpha, beta and gamma. So I'll end this lecture here. Kindly revise it thoroughly. Thank you.